Okay, so welcome everybody, and oh really? So once again, our resource for today's pre-workshop is the Project Pythia platform. So I think for yesterday's pre-workshop and today's pre-workshop, that's been our main platform. Yes. So today, like I earlier mentioned, we'll be talking about how to install and manage Python on our local computers. Yeah, because so all that we've been doing so far is how to run the code or how to use Python on a cloud. And that's what we'll be doing during the summer school. We'll be running all our notebooks on a cloud. But since we can't host the cloud forever, I think later in the school, maybe you'll be mentioned there's an option. There's another platform one could migrate to where you could still continue with cloud computing. But it's very important that we are able to run the code locally. Yes. So that's why we want to see how to do this. So in doing this, that's installing and managing Python. We are going to be doing this with Conda. And so I'll just read from the PTR platform what Conda is. And so it says that Conda is an open source cross-platform, language agnostic package manager and environment management system that allows you to quickly install, run and update packages within your work environment. And so that's what Conda does. So we'll quickly look at how to use Conda. Yeah. So I've opened a new search field. So I'll just type in Conda for Windows.
Yeah.
So sorry, Conda is quite different. We want to download Anaconda instead. So if you just search for Anaconda download for Windows, I think you should have the same options irrespective of the browser that you use. And so you click on this, and then it will take you to the Anaconda download page. And I would imagine that most of us are on Windows machines. So you click on this, like you can see the Windows logo. So this is for Windows users. And so you click on this, and automatically the download will start. I've already downloaded it, so I'm going to stop this. And so once the download starts, for those of us who have not already downloaded it, then you have to give it some time. The file size is 894 megabyte, close to 1 gig, so it's quite big. And so give it some time. Once you complete the download, you should just locate the executable in your folder. So wherever your download was saved to, you just move or you just navigate to that folder, and then you install the executable, or you run the executable as you do with other programs. So just double click on it, and then yeah. So from here, I recommend that you use the recommended settings just so that you don't have any problems. So far, I'm just clicking next. And so here shows you where the program will be installed to, and the space that it will take up. Ooh. Okay. So I had this option because I've already installed Anaconda, and just for this workshop, I decided to go through the installation again. So I'll just change the directory where I want to have it saved. So probably I'll just select something else just so that I can move forward with the installation. And so once I do that, I'll just go ahead with the installation. So this will take, depends, maybe a minute or so. So we give it some time. And so for those of us who have already downloaded the Anaconda executable, I hope you can follow along and try to install. I mean, we'll have a session where, like, if you face any problems, we try to fix those problems. And so, yeah, it'll be good if you can follow through already. Yes. So we'll give it a couple of minutes. Taking quite a while. Oh. Yeah, takes quite a bit. Yeah, and I think it is important to let you see the process. Though it's taking some time, it's important to let you see the process so that when you also do it, you know exactly how it goes. Yes. Though if I'd installed it prior to us starting the workshop here, I would have made things faster. But we give it a couple of more minutes. Oh, this is taking that. Oh. Yeah. Maybe. Okay, while we wait, maybe I show us something. Yes, so if you go back on the Project PTR page, so this is where I got. I mean, if you expand this tab with the getting started with Python, if you expand that, then you just click on installing and running Python, then you should come up to this page where you can get more information on how to run Python locally. Okay. So it's still installing. And what else? Yeah, so there's a resource page here. If you want to know more about Anaconda, you can click on this and then you explore the page some more. Whoa. It's taking more time than I expected. What else? Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, so it's done, and I just continue it. Next, yeah, I'll finish up. You don't necessarily, if you want to explore or know more about Anaconda, you can read through these pages. So once you are done with the installation, you can So what you installed is the Anaconda Navigator. So you can just search for Anaconda Navigator. Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, so you can search for Anaconda Navigator and then you open it. So it's quite heavy. And so depending on the specifications of your system, yeah, it might take quite a while before it loads. Okay, it's still loading. Okay, so this is the interface for the GUI for the Anaconda Navigator. And so what this platform offers is a lot of tools that, but mainly what we are going to be using at the Jupyter is the Jupyter Notebook and then Jupyter Lab. I mean, I think both these are quite similar. And so I would like to show you just a few things on here. Yeah. So here you see all the tools that have been pre-installed. For some of them, you need to, if you want to use them, you need to install them by yourself. Okay, so this is a bit strange. It says I need to install the Jupyter Notebook and the Jupyter Lab too. Okay, maybe I'll just install it. It will install in the background. And so on the left side, you see a number of tabs. We'll explore the environments tab. So usually when you are working with Python, I should think it applies to other programming languages too. So you work with packages, and usually different packages have different dependencies. And so to ensure that you don't have conflicts and your code runs smoothly, it's always advisable that you, for every project you want to run, you should create a new environment. So for instance, you could create, say maybe a new environment here. So to create the environment, you just come down to create here. First, so we're here, which is on the home tab. And so click on environments to your left. And then if you want to create a new environment, you click this, you give it, maybe we create an environment called coessing. And so you enter the name of the environment you want to create for your project. And then here, you see the Python version that will accompany the environment. I should add, I think probably for those of you that are installing the Navigator for the first time, I think you should have probably the Python version should be, I think, 3.11. I think that's the latest. Yeah. The installer I use is a bit outdated. Yeah. So just a side note to that. So you can create your new environment. And so I think it's currently creating that environment. And so, and when you look on this side, you see the various packages that have been pre-installed. So when you install Anaconda Navigator, the installation comes together with some default packages, though you can add your own packages. So already, okay, so I think there's some installation going on in the background. So already we can see here. So for this new environment coessing that we created, these are the packages that came along with the environment. So assuming you want to add so here you can manage your packages. So assuming you want to add assuming you want to add a new package, you can, so you click on this drop down, click on not installed, and then you can search for the package. I think it should work. Okay, I don't know why this is not working, but probably I'll use a different, I'll just try with a different environment. So we will try to open the PTI environment. I also created this also because of the summer school, like I added. PTI, okay, so install. Okay, so on the drop down, if you select install, you see all the packages that I have already installed.
Hey. Do you know this guy? What's he our student?
So if you want to install a new package, I think you can just select all.
Hello.
Kindly mute yourself if you join. Yeah, so I can only hear the noises. I can see whoever's mic is on, and so if you are the one, kindly mute yourself. Thank you. Yeah, so as I was saying, here you can install packages. I'm trying to think of something I've not installed already. So maybe it's iPad. Okay. So assuming I wanted to install Spider, which is an IDE, you can search for it, and then it should pop up. Pandas. Okay, I've already installed this. Pandas, I've already installed this. That's how come you have the green tick accompanying it. So what package haven't I installed? I don't know. Small. Okay. Okay, so if you want to install a package, you could use this option. And what else? Let's show here. And so regarding the navigator, this is just about it. I don't know if anybody tried to go along with the installation and if there are any questions. Please mute yourself when you join. Thank you.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I thank you for the walking us through the installation of Anaconda Navigator. So my question is, how do you know those packages to install in in this navigator?
How do you know the packages to install? Okay, so first, when you install the navigator, it already comes. Sorry.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I heard your question.
Yeah. So these packages you have displayed on your screen. So how do I know the exact one that I would need? If I need this package, or how do you tell what package I need to install for my work?
So I would say that depending on what you want to do will determine the package you need to install. So first, when you install the navigator, it comes with some default packages and some other common packages. But as you program, like sometimes you want to, or at least in my experience, if I want to do something, I always search online. And so let's say maybe I give an example. Okay, so let's say, what do you want to plot? Make a plot. Make a plot. okay, so let's say make a scatter plot in Python. So I just search for make a plot or make a scatter plot in Python. And yeah, I just selected this page. And so you see, this is, I think things will become more clearer during the school when we are doing some real coding. But mainly, so if you look at this example, they wanted to generate a simple scatter plot. And to do that, you need to use this package called matplotlib. And so it is this package that allows you to be able to call the plot function and then make your plot. So I come back. So this is one way that you can know what package you need to install. So assuming you want to install matplotlib, hopefully I haven't installed it already. Okay. Maybe I have. Okay, I've already installed it, but let me try and see in the new environment that let me open a new environment that we created. Hopefully it's not already installed, and then I'll try to install it from there. Oh. What? Sorry, I don't know why the uninstalled packages don't pop up. But Benson, was it Benson that asked the question?
Yeah. I think I understand. I think I understand what you
get me.
explained.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
I know, fix this. Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Sorry. I don't know why this is not showing up, but I'll find a solution and get back to us. Is there any other question? If not, then I would want to move ahead and show us how to use or get access or open Jupyter Notebook. And so I think, so now that we have the navigator installed, maybe we want to open Jupyter. We want to open Jupyter Notebook because we'll be working with notebooks. And so you can just search for one option. So there are a couple of options to access the Jupyter Notebook or to create a new notebook. I don't know if Shanice already mentioned this, but yeah. So this is, so the first option is that you can just search for Jupyter Notebook like I did from your search bar. And then once you see Jupyter Notebook, the name pop up, you can click on it, and then you get a page like this. Usually it will open in your default browser. And so if you want to create a new notebook, you can just select here. You can click here, new notebook, and you need to select a kernel. Yeah, but also before you create the new notebook, if assume you want to create a new folder where you want to keep your new notebooks, you could do that. Yeah. So that is you could do that, yeah. Other than that, if you just want to go straight ahead to create the notebook, you click on new and then you select the kernel, Python 3. And then once you come up to a page like this and already you can start running simple code. And so that's the first option to open the Jupyter Notebook. Another option is to open it directly from the navigator. Okay, so now I have the notebook installed. And so if you install your Anaconda navigator and it so happens that it's not already pre-installed, you can just install and then it will be installed. Yeah. So I can launch the notebook from here also. And as we saw previously, we come back to the same start page, if I can call it that. And then you can go ahead and make a new or create a new notebook depending on, yeah, what you want. So the third option is to use the command line. So Anaconda, yes. So I hope this is not confusing, but I've got, like I mentioned earlier, I've already got some iteration of Conda installed, and that's how come you see a lot of options when I search for the Anaconda prompt, or Anaconda, yes. So you should use the Anaconda prompt, and that will open a command line interface. And so you could also, I should think Jupyter Notebook. I think Jupyter Notebook should open it. Okay. Okay, so you need to put a space between the Jupyter and the notebook. They are not one word. You need to put a space in between them. Yes. So basically, that's how to access Jupyter Notebook once you've installed the Anaconda navigator. Yes. Okay. Once again, is there any questions? Are there any questions? Sorry. Are there any
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Please, I missed the first method of opening the Jupyter.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't catch your name and I cannot see, sorry. So the first option I mentioned was to just search for Jupyter Notebook in your search bar, and I should think it will be the first option that pops up. And then you can just click on Jupyter Notebook and then it will launch.
Okay.
Yes. And then you still get back to the same interface. Do we have any questions? Or is there somebody who tried to move along with me and is facing some difficulties installing? Okay, so if not, we still have time, so maybe I'll show another. There's another iteration of Conda, which is less heavy, if I can describe it like that. It's not it's very light, so it doesn't offer this nice interface, which makes things really easy. Everything is done. Doesn't somebody have a question? Hello? Okay. I'll continue then. Yeah. So there's another way to install and manage Python locally. It's also based on Conda, but then you have to do everything via the command line, and you don't get this nice interface. Yeah, so I'll just close a few.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay, I just finished installing Anaconda now, so it's asking me to register for free or probably create your free Anaconda cloud. Should I click that? Should I click that option?
No, you are done with the installation.
Yes.
And so what you're talking about, is that in a web browser?
Yes.
Okay, you can just close those. I think there are two. You should close them, yeah. I mean, you can
Okay.
explore them later, but you don't need them to be able to use the navigator. You don't need to create a cloud
Okay. So
account. Yeah.
after the installation, what was the next thing? What was the next step?
Yeah, so after the installation, you can just search for Anaconda Navigator. I hope you can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just search for it.
All right.
Yeah, then you click on the option and then it will open this interface. And I was just saying earlier that if you get to this interface and it happens that you don't have Jupyter Notebook installed, if it's not installed, it will have, instead of launch, it will have the tag install here rather than launch. So you should just click on it and then it will install it for you. And then after, anytime you want to use the notebook, you can open the navigator and then launch it. Yes. Now I'll backtrack a bit. I'll backtrack a bit. Yes, I was talking about another option for installing and managing Conda. Sorry, managing Python on your local, or managing Python locally. Yeah. I think terminal. So I want to go back. I'm back to the PTR page. I think they nicely make reference to this other option. So instead of Anaconda Navigator, it's just called MiniConda. So it's mini version of the navigator, and so it's not that heavy. It's quite light, and it doesn't come with a lot of pre-installed packages. And if you want to go that way, then you should be ready to work with the work in a command line. Yeah. So I was trying to search earlier for, I think there's a page about MiniConda on the PTR platform. Didn't see it yet. But if you want to try this, you should just go through the same process for installing the Anaconda Navigator. So you should just search for MiniConda, and it will take you to the, yes, so you click on the first option and it should take you to the download page. You have, similar to the navigator, I mean, you can, I should think most of us are on Windows. Yeah, but there are options for Mac and Linux, yeah. But for Windows users, you should come down here. And like I mentioned earlier on, the latest version of Python is 3.11. And so if you want to use this, you click on this, it will start the download. But once again, I already have this downloaded. So I'm stopping the downloader. And then similar to what you did with the navigator, you should navigate to your folder where you saved or where the installer was saved. Yes, and okay, so I don't have it here, but once you download, you should navigate to where you saved it, and then you follow the same process. Okay, maybe I try to find it. Maybe I'll try to find it to show you guys. Yeah, so as you can see from here, it's about 54 megabyte compared to the navigator, which was about close to 1 gig, I think was 849. And so from here, you should double click, go through follow the prompts, and you should always stick to the default selections here. unless you really know what you're doing and you want to try some new stuff. Yeah, but it's recommended to just use the default settings so I don't break anything and everything runs smoothly. So I want to assume, let's say you've already installed MiniConda and you want to see how to use it. So once again, I'm searching for MiniConda. And so it also has its own command line interface. This one is for so I open MiniConda and maybe we'll try to have a look at, try to see if we can see the same things that we already saw on the same things we already saw when we're trying to use the when we're trying to use the navigator. So I think one yes. So if you install MiniConda, like we saw from the navigator, you have this base environment. So this is your base environment. And like I mentioned earlier, it would be advisable to create new environments. When you use the navigator, it's easier to create the environment, but when you're working with MiniConda and you only have the command line interface, you need to write out everything. You don't go about clicking, but you need to write out stuff. Yeah. So I'll show us in a couple of minutes. But first, we want to see what version of Python we have installed. Sorry, this version. Okay, so it says that we have, so I kind of have a really old version because the newest version is like 3.11. And so already you can see the Python version we have installed. Yes. And if you want to create a new environment, so usually I don't know all this, or I think the more you work with them, the more you create environments. Some of these lines you get familiar with them, but it's not everything that I usually know. So the Google is always your friend. The way to go is always to just search, okay, so I want to create a new environment in Conda, and then you see a couple of pages, you can always find solutions on Google. Yeah. So if we wanted to create a new environment, you type Conda, and let's see. What do I need? Yeah, just a minute. And okay, so you use this name or just N, I think name, and then you type or you enter the name of the environment you want to create. So let's say, I think the first one we created was coercing with small letters. So I should think it will be different, or maybe we can do this. Really? Wow. This is surprising. No Conda. Wow, I need to check this. Exit. Yeah. Okay, I think this should work. Whoa. Hmm. Sorry. Like I said, I don't know this these lines. head. I think I missed something. Ooh. Really? Okay. Yes, so if you want to create a new environment, I was typing the wrong line. Yeah, so it's Conda create, and then you have this name, which gives you the option to type the name of the environment you want to create. Yes, and so once you do that, you should be able to create a new environment. And you see the location of your new environment. The creation is not completed, so you should enter Y for yes here. And then once you do that, you can see once you do that, it will create the environment. And I think if you want to see if you have your environment created, I think it should be Conda environment list. So assuming you have a lot of environments created, like on the navigator, you saw that I already have a, okay, I think it's already here. I'll just show you. So these are all environments that I have created. And already, as you can see, coercing, okay, this is what we created from the navigator, and this is what we created from created using the command line. And so it's already here. And if you want to see all the environments you have, you can see them here. And if you want to see them from here, you just use this code Conda environment list, and then it will show you all the environments that you have created on your local, you've created locally on your desktop or your computer. Yes. Yeah, I think that's just about it. I would send I would send a link in the chat that gives you, it allows you to download this a PDF you call a cheat sheet. So it has a list of codes. I don't know if I can call them that. A list of, yeah, codes you can run. Yeah, to help you know like how to create the environment, how to install packages on your local desktop. Yeah, maybe yes. Maybe I quickly show how to install the packages via the command line. Yeah, I think we have a few. Okay, but before I continue, any questions? Does anybody have any question? Maybe you are going through with the installation and you are facing a challenge. Okay, I'll just assume that everything is fine. Okay. So I'm clearing this because I don't want to install I don't want to install the package in a base environment. So we want to install it in coercing, which I hope, okay. I think there's a G at the end. So as you can see, I also have I also forget stuff, which is normal. And so when you start and you have similar challenges, you should not beat yourself up yet. It's learning phase. I think we all face that. And so now we'll be able to switch into the coercing environment. I just realized that I failed to mention this. So anytime you open the prompt, you get logged into your base environment. And then if you want to switch to a different environment, you use this Conda activate, and then you enter the name of the environment you want to switch into. And so now you realize that the name has changed from base to coercing. So now we are working within the coercing environment. So if I want to install a package, so I'll see, I think on that and then pandas. I hope this works. Okay, so it's going to work. So what did I do here? So we are working with Conda, so Conda and then install, because you want to install a package. And then there's what you call channels. So the packages, you install them from different places, if I should say that. So this is a channel called Conda Forge. And so I'm installing this pandas from this channel. And so that's why you have the name here. And yeah, you give it a couple of, sometimes it takes a few seconds exactly, yeah. And then you would have your package installed. Okay, yes, as we wait, if there are more questions, if not, I will stop the recording and then, yeah, we can talk some more. So if I want to install pandas, yeah, so you just go ahead and select yes. I think anytime you enter the name of a package, it also tells you the dependencies. You already finds the other packages on which the package you are interested in depends on. And so all those are installed at a go. And so, whoa, this is quite big. And so install everything that you need. And once this is done, it will inform you that it is completed. This is quite huge, so it's taking a while. Yeah, it should be done soon. Okay. Oh. Okay. It's done. Oh, okay. It should be done soon. Okay. And so then we've installed the package in our environment. And you can also you can install packages the same way. Even if you install the Anaconda Navigator and not MiniConda, you still have access to Anaconda prompt, and you can still install packages from the command line. Yeah. Okay, I will stop the recording now. We didn't start early, but it's almost time now.